Picture a leper standing at the edge of a bustling Galilean village, his tattered cloak barely covering the sores that mark him as untouchable. Outcast, forsaken, his body and spirit are crumbling under the weight of a disease no doctor can cure. But then, a man approaches, not with fear, but with compassion. With a single touch, the impossible happens. His skin is restored, his shame erased, his life reborn. That man is Yeshua, and through his touch, a forgotten Hebrew name comes alive, Yahweh Rapha, the Lord your healer. What if I told you this ancient name isn't just about physical healing, but holds the key to mending the broken places in your heart, mind, and soul? That hidden in this divine revelation is proof that Yahweh sees your deepest wounds and is ready to restore you in ways you never imagined? If you're craving biblical truths that bring hope and transformation, hit subscribe and the bell now to join us on a journey into the mysteries of God's healing power. We live in a world scarred by pain. Physical illnesses overwhelm, mental health struggles silently suffocate, and emotional wounds from betrayal or loss fester beneath the surface. Studies show over 20% of adults worldwide battle anxiety or depression, yet many feel their pain is too hidden, too complex, or too shameful to be healed. The question echoes in countless hearts: can God really heal this? In ancient Israel, healing was a divine act, not a human achievement. Pagan gods were fickle, offering no guarantee of restoration. But in Exodus 15:26, after delivering his people from Egypt and purifying bitter waters at Marah, Yahweh declares something revolutionary. I am Yahweh Rapha, the Lord your healer. The Hebrew word Rafa means to mend, to cure, to make whole, not just physically, but holistically, restoring body, soul, and spirit. This name appears only once in Scripture, yet it unveils a truth so powerful it reshapes how we face every wound. Unlike human remedies that treat symptoms, Yahweh Rapha heals the root, offering restoration that transcends time and circumstance. Let's dive into Scripture to see Yahweh Rapha at work, revealing a God who heals with purpose and precision. In 2 Kings 5:1-14, we meet Naaman, a Syrian commander afflicted with leprosy. Proud and powerful, he seeks healing from Elisha, expecting a grand ritual. Instead, Elisha tells him to wash in the muddy Jordan River 7 times. Naaman's pride nearly costs him his miracle, but when he humbles himself, his skin is restored like the flesh of a little child. The Hebrew word Rafa here describes not just physical healing, but a humbling of the heart, showing that Yahweh Rapha heals pride as much as disease. Fast forward to the New Testament, where Yeshua embodies this divine name. In Mark 5:25-34, a woman with a 12-year bleeding condition pushes through a crowd, desperate for healing. She touches Yeshua's cloak, and instantly her bleeding stops. Yeshua says, "Daughter, your faith has made you well. Go in peace and be healed of your disease." The Greek word used here, sozo, means more than physical healing. It signifies being made whole, saved, and restored in every sense. This is Yahweh Rapha in flesh, healing not just her body, but her dignity, calling her daughter after years of shame. Or consider Psalm 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The Hebrew word for brokenhearted is shabar lev, meaning a heart shattered into pieces. Yet Yahweh Rapha binds up, chabash, like a physician carefully bandaging a wound, restoring what was fractured. This isn't a distant deity, but a personal healer who knows every crack in your heart. Here's the mystery most miss. Yahweh Rapha doesn't just heal symptoms, he heals the source. The Israelites at Marah weren't just thirsty, they were bitter in spirit, doubting God's provision. By healing the water, Yahweh Rapha healed their distrust, showing that his healing extends to every layer of our being. The Hebrew word Rafa carries the idea of stitching together, like mending a torn garment. When God heals, he weaves wholeness into your story, turning pain into purpose. The woman with the issue of blood wasn't just cured, she became a testimony of faith. Naaman wasn't just cleansed, he became a worshiper of the one true God. Unlike pagan gods tied to temples or rituals, Yahweh Rapha is personal and universal. The definite article in the Hebrew, the Lord, your healer, declares him the only source of true restoration. Jeremiah 17:14 cries, "Heal me, O Yahweh, and I shall be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are my praise." This is a God who heals because it's his nature, not because we earn it. And here's the transformative truth. Yahweh Rapha's healing often comes through process, not instant fixes. The Israelites' journey, Naaman's 7 dips, the woman's 12-year struggle, all show that healing unfolds in God's timing, preparing us for his greater purpose. How do you walk in the reality of Yahweh Rapha today? Here are 3 scriptural steps to embrace his healing. Step 1. Surrender your wounds to him. Healing begins with vulnerability. Psalm 55:22 says, "Cast your burden on Yahweh, and he will sustain you." Name your pain, whether physical, emotional, or spiritual, and bring it to Yahweh Rapha in prayer. Stop hiding your wounds. He already knows them and is ready to mend them. Step 2. Trust his process. Healing often requires obedience, like Naaman's 7 dips in the Jordan River. Hebrews 12:11 reminds us, "For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness." Trust that Yahweh Rapha's delays or unexpected methods are crafting a deeper restoration than you can imagine. Step 3. Testify of his healing. Share what Yahweh Rapha is doing in your life, even if the healing isn't complete. Revelation 12:11 declares that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Your story of God's healing, past, present, or in progress, can inspire others to seek his touch. These steps work for every believer, whether you're in a megachurch or a quiet prayer closet. Yahweh Rapha isn't limited by your circumstances. He's captivated by your faith. This isn't just a teaching, it's a divine invitation. Yahweh Rapha is calling you to healing, to wholeness, to a life restored by his touch. If this truth is igniting hope in your heart, type Yahweh Rapha in the comments to declare that you trust the God who heals. Hit the like button to share this hope with someone who needs to know their wounds aren't the end of their story. Subscribe and hit the notification bell to join our community of believers diving deeper into Yahweh's sacred names. Want to unlock more of his transformative power? Download my free guide called The 7 Hidden Names of God, linked in the description or our latest community post. These names are doorways to experiencing God's love in new, life-changing ways. You are not defined by your wounds. You are not abandoned in your pain. You are seen, known, and loved by Yahweh Rapha, the God who heals. Your scars are becoming stories of his grace, and your broken places are where his light shines brightest. Next week, we're unveiling another sacred name, Yahweh Shalom, the Lord is peace. Discover how this name holds the secret to finding calm in life's fiercest storms, and why Gideon's encounter with God can transform your chaos into divine serenity. Subscribe and hit the bell to continue this journey into Yahweh's heart. Walk in the truth that Yahweh Rapha is mending your brokenness, stitching your story into his eternal tapestry of grace.